I think so. Unless you can have people in your own ranks that would deal with this task for you. I watched. It's a long question, this now, isn't it? But I was watching the half-an-hour television program that London Weekend Television made, which, as I understood when we were having a conversation not an hour ago, lots and lots of commentary and lots of conversation was actually cut from the program. One of the first things, about 4 minutes into the program, they flashed on the screen that the Ahmadi movement differs from other Muslim communities in that they think Jesus died in Kashmir. Nothing was done to explain it. It just flashed on the screen, and I suspect people may have read that and thought, "Oh, here we go again," you know. And that's the point I'm trying to hit, really. Without certain explanations, people could mistakenly pass on by.
Right.
Thank you.
You see, the difficulty is that it is not just a question of spending more time in explaining ourselves to the people. It is the question more of people finding more time to listen to us. So in that particular attitude, the television experts always decide to make the programs of such nature short as possible. For instance, sometimes the experts came to me and interviewed me for hours. And the net result was that they presented what I tried to explain to them in hours, in 5 minutes, to the television viewers. Now, this is the problem. Now, when we have got videos of excellent quality, professional quality as well as household quality, dealing with all such possible subjects, running into scores of hours, they are available, and they can be made available to anyone who is interested. But again, as far as the media is concerned, that is no place for this. In fact, sometimes they create more misunderstandings by disposing a subject summarily than to help solve misunderstandings. So that is why in America, when I was approached by certain media, television, radio, etc., to appear for a very brief time, say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I said, no, thank you very much. I'm better without it. But if you want to project me as I want to project myself, then of course I would be ready to cooperate, but not otherwise. Recently, I think it was the manager or proprietor of a private firm which specialized in media projection, came to me through some Ahmadi friends and offered his services, which were quite costly, but the image he built was very attractive. He said, I'm an expert, and our firm has been dealing in this subject for a long time now. So if you can part with a few $100,000, we can make a beautiful program for you for half an hour or 1 hour, etc. So when I discussed the details with him, I knew it was just meaningless. He would not cater for what public needs. He would cater for what public demands. That is the media attitude, which is unfortunately is not informative, but creates confusion upon confusion. People who deal with this subject, first of all, they have to project themselves into the public's mind and say what they need, what they require, in what they will be interested. And if they are interested in ignorance, if they are interested in superstition, that is what it would be. Because everything has been commercialized. So many a time I have spoken on these subjects in Europe, in my press conferences on such subjects, which agitated the minds of the people. But the answer they needed from the Muslim point of view wanted to be was something more exhilarating and more explosive than a sane middle of the way answer, which would, instead of creating the image of Islam as a terrorist organization, as vengeful organization, as an explosive organization, would tell them it's a very calm, sensible, middle-of-the-road religion which deals with the problem as a matter of fact, pragmatically and sensibly. Now, I have been saying these things, and none of them was quoted ever. They repeatedly wanted me to say something like Khomeini, something like Gaddafi, something like Saddam. If I had said that, I'll be flashed in large print. But because I don't believe in that, so I'm not needed in the media. These are the problems, which we are facing. But anyway, if any professional would like to help us project our image as we would like it to be projected, of course we'll cooperate and we'll get ready to spend some money, after consulting our pocket as much as we possibly can. If that is the answer you needed, this is my answer. Thank you. Yes, please.
Could I briefly ask you to explain to those of us here why you're persecuted in Pakistan?
Why we are persecuted? Yes. Please. You see, this is a time-old question. I have as much responsibility to answer this question as you have, or a Jew has, or a Hindu has. All religions and all truths, whether they brought a new religion or a new understanding of the past religion, were always persecuted at the source. There is no exception. So the question is not just this. The question is why Jesus Christ was persecuted in the first place. And that is a very, I think this is a very interesting proposition which I am making, because our case is very much similar to that of the early Christianity. Now, I don't want to go into the detail of similarities of attitudes, but let me remind you that Jesus came with a message which is so humble, so loving, so modest, that it was impossible for anyone of his time to conceive it to be a danger. And as such, he should have been treated extremely kindly. If not agreed with, at least he should have been treated kindly. What did he say? He said, if somebody slaps you on one cheek, offer the other one. I mean, where was a threat to the society in that? Yet he was treated so intolerably viciously, so beastly, that people will not be satisfied until he was hanged to death on cross. That was the demand of the Jewish people around him. That was the verdict given by the governor of the Roman Empire. The question is why? My answer is very simple, and I believe it's quite understandable, that the truths, however mild they are potent with revolution. And this is the power of the truth which threatens them, not the message itself. They know the truth has dawned. They know that once the sun has started rising, nothing can stop it until or unless you turn the wheel of the earth back. So the attempt to destroy such messages is tantamount to turning the wheel back. It never succeeds, but it creates a lot of noise, a lot of trouble and sorrow. And that is all that happens. So the persecution of Ahmadiyyat is exactly for the same reasons and on the same style. We are a very small community. What is our message? Our message is Islam is not a religion of sword. Islam is a religion of love. Instead of going into a holy war in the most unholy way by raising swords against innocent people, what you should do is take the Holy Quran, its message, and deliver that message with understanding, with logic, and with love. What is wrong with that message?